How you doing? We're Twin Atlantic. I'm Ross.
I'm Barry.
I'm Craig.
That's Sam. He's hurt his throat, so we'll speak on his behalf. We've just released in America our new record Vivarium, which we recorded at the start of last year in Los Angeles with a producer by the name of John Travis, which was a pretty amazing experience for all of us, because I don't think that we ever thought, as four young boys or men or whatever from Glasgow, we'd ever have the chance to record a record, let alone record a real record in like a real studio with a real producer. The video for What Is Like Where Is Laughter was our third video. We did like we did a couple of videos beforehand, but it was if we're totally honest, it was probably the first one that we were actually ever. It's for me anyway. It was the first one that I was properly ever like really happy with, if you know what I mean. So, like, I like it a lot.
The weird thing about like shooting a video for a song or a single or whatever is it's kind of like it's like a photo shoot or anything like that. You're so far removed from like your comfort zone as a band. Like you're used to like being in a rehearsal space playing together every day, or playing in a venue in front of like a live audience, but just having to feed off a video set or like a guy with a camera is really, really hard at first to get yourself motivated, but then once you relax into it, it's quite a fun thing to do, really.
We've done like a few videos now, and I guess it gets easier, but it's always slightly weird. There's something just weird about someone like shouting like action, and then you have to just like perform for like a minute and stop and do it again and stuff. So they're pretty tiring as well, like because they usually go on like all day. And like the first one we did, I don't think we were really prepared. I thought you just kind of played it a couple of times and that was it. Yeah.
I don't think I ever want to do another video again. I've just thought about it. I think it's the saddest thing you could ever imagine.
Yeah, we're gonna hire actors next time, like handsome actors. My favourite song on Vivarium is the first track, Lightspeed, just because I think it was just kind of one where we all like. It's kind of like, for me, it was the first song that I'd heard these guys write and stuff, and it took like the 2.5 years or whatever that we were in a band before we recorded it to kind of get it just perfect the way we wanted it. So it feels like a kind of in 4 minutes, like the first 2 years of our band and stuff.
For the first time ever at South by Southwest, which was 2009, we had applied. Well, we'd heard it was just this amazing experience, an amazing festival, and every year, like us being like music fans from Glasgow, like we were always aware every year a couple of bands from our like local music scene were lucky enough to get to go over and play, and all the bands who came back said it was amazing. So last year when we were in a position where we felt like we were doing some more touring in the UK, and we felt we're in a kind of position to like spread our wings a little bit and branch out, we applied to basically South by Southwest, and in Scotland there's an arts council who every year they'll pick a couple of bands that they fund to go over, and so we applied through them. We were fortunate enough to get accepted, but as Sam was saying, there's a big not a big company, there's a company back home called DF Concerts who we owe a lot to, because they're like a promoter, or like they basically put on shows, and they were the first company who really took the step or took the chance on us and like put us on our first big shows. And so like and they've got like a big influence in Scotland and on people like the Arts Council, so I'm pretty sure they put in a good word, which always helps. Yeah, compared to Scottish whiskey, American bourbon, I guess you call it, is really rubbish, but I think it's just more to do with the climate and the ingredients used and just being in a different environment. The product was bourbon instead of whiskies. It's kind of like the equivalent, right, of building a boat, but instead of having wood, having like paper mache. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like you don't have the proper tools to make it, so it's like, but bourbon is, you know, it's not bad. It's just not as nice.
I'm gonna say that
Craig prefers it, so I'm gonna let him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Craig's like the pro-American guy.
The only reason I like it more is because I have like the drinking constitution of like a small lady. so like Scottish whiskey just makes me really sick. So I like American whiskey. It's not as strong.
I mean, if you're watching this for the first time ever live, as a brand new, well, prospective fan or potential fan, I guess you'd expect what you'd expect at a rock and roll show, which is a drummer who hits the drums incredibly hard, and 3 guitar players who just play with everything, like blood, sweat, tears, legs, like we're just like I guess
Band.
a band
Musical band.